Good evening, everyone. This is Scott Harney. I am the CEO of Esoteric Guides, LLC. We are proud to introduce the first of a series of shows called Magickulture, hosted by Don Harney, who happens to be my brother. And it is about the intersection of art, music, and culture, and the occult. Don, his first guest will be James Austin Cole, an occult painter an occult artist who grew up in Brunswick, Maine, and currently lives in Jamaica Plain. And without further ado, I am going to invite Don up to the stage. Don, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing
I'm gonna
great.
leave you.
How you
You're gonna
doing?
clear the energy, get some chanting going on. Some
Yeah. All right.
So anyway, welcome to your first show, and I'm going to leave you both.
This is Don Harney. The first installment of Magickulture. Interviewing James Cole, and I'm very excited. I got to thank Esoteric Guides New York City for the opportunity to do this interview. And yeah, I'd like to. James Cole is an artist that works in. He's a painter. He's Boston-based painter, and he practices Enochian magic and integrates that into his work. And I'd love to bring him in and have some conversation with him. Hey, James.
Hey, how's it going, Don? Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Doing good. Doing good. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I don't get too many interviews, so this is like
cool.
a first.
It's novel.
Yeah, thank you.
Good. Awesome. Yeah, so I guess we'll just start at the beginning. You grew up in Brunswick, Maine, and I'm wondering how that, growing up in Brunswick, Maine, contributed to your work as an artist and as a magician.
Well, I had a big influence. Maine's a pretty state to grow up in. It's pretty boring. So as a kid, I was really into Dungeons and Dragons, Space 1999, Star Trek, all the fantasy, horror, sci-fi stuff. So when I got older, I discovered, of course, the real stuff, which is Aleister Crowley. And I had his book, Magic and Theory and Practice. I carried the book everywhere I went. Moved to Boston, went to college, had the book with my backpack, never left home without it. So I think people who are bored, grow up in these kind of small towns, we gravitate to like fantasy and we get into the real stuff. So that's sort of how I got into esoteric or occult.
Wow. So Crowley was an influence on you, huh?
Definitely.
He's excellent. So what else influenced you when you were younger, when you were growing up in Maine? Were there any other authors? Did you get into Lovecraft or Poe or anything like that, or anything else like that?
I think I discovered Lovecraft when I discovered H.R. Giger, like the same year.
Oh yeah.
Bought every book I could on Lovecraft and tried to get every Starlog magazine that had Giger and Alien in it. All that stuff. Starlog,
I love that magazine. That and Famous Monsters. And,
Fingoy, of course, all that. So it's had a big influence on my art. Yeah, the monsters, the science fiction.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you have any experiences when you were younger, like with the occult, or any supernatural experiences that kind of you can remember from your youth, or when's the first time you felt something from another realm?
There was a couple kind of supernatural experiences. One time when I was a baby, the people in the apartment, our house, saw a ghost, a woman walking around in a white nightgown, and there was nobody that was living in our house, and she disappeared. It was so weird. And then there was another weird incident where my mom came down the stairs and the television was on by itself, and it was the Waltons.
Wow.
It was such a weird thing. And then at the same time in New Hampshire, my sister's house caught on fire. So it's like the Waltons kind of alerted us to something happening. It was the weirdest. It was a coincidence, but it was so weird. You know,
like they say, there aren't any coincidences. Synchronicities. Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty weird event. I didn't hear about it growing up.
That's really cool. Wow. Any other things, or?
That's all I can recall. Watching a lot of Dark Shadows.
Whoa.
Dark Shadows.
Yeah, I love that.
Big soap opera about the occult. So it was such a great show. And Star Trek, Doctor Who. So then when I started going to art school, it was like all the surrealists, Giger, everyone. So
what other surrealists influence you? What other?
Other Dolly, Andy Warhol, a lot of all those. Yeah, people with a flamboyant personality, art. Big Warhol fan. I love Poppins in the factory. I dreamed of living in a big loft and doing the whole Warhol thing.
You still do it.
Well, I'm not painting soup cans. I'm painting like spirits and demons now, so it's a little.
You know what really? Your Bride of Frankenstein portrait right there. It reminds me of Warhol a lot. You know, that's a great
what I had in mind. Yeah, well, I'm glad you like it. I'm calling it my famous monsters of Filmland series. I'm going to do a whole series of like monsters, kind of like Frankenstein, the Mummy, Vincent Price. So that's just like the first of my new series that I'm starting.
Oh, that's great! Wow. You recently did a series on Pez. Oh wow, yeah. There's
you can see the 10-man Pez right below the bride. So I kind of finished with the
Pez, right? That was really interesting. I really like Pez. So when did you start drawing and painting? How old were you when you started?
I was a kid, probably 7, 8, or 9. Then eventually I went into printmaking, silkscreen printing, acrylics and oils. And of course, I did a lot of model painting, Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. So I did a lot of that as a kid.
Yeah. Wow. So you went to museum school, right?
I did.
Yeah. How did that influence you? Your education there at museum school. That's a great school. David Lynch went there, right? I think. Yeah.
That's right, David Lynch. I don't think you liked it though. It was great because, I think we all hear David Lynch wasn't crazy about Boston or the museum school.
Oh yeah, I know.
It was fun. It was exciting. It was like I came from a small town in Maine to Boston, this big city. It was like a crazy, scary city, but it was fun. Had a lot of freedom, going to the art school there. It's a lot of freedom to do what you want and not be too constrained.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So they were. So the museum school. It was. You had a lot of freedom, and it was. What else did you like about it?
Oh, I just love how it was near the Fenway Garden, near the museum, the Gardner. It's such a great. It was a great location. It was an adventure for me. It was like going to Mars when I landed in Boston. It was fun. It was great. It was exciting. You're from Maine. It was a little scary back in those days too. Yeah, Boston was a little bit more scary than it is now.
That's
I think
true.
you've been here long enough. You've been here long enough to know too.
Yeah, it's a lot safer now, definitely.
Yeah, it was like going into an episode of the Kolchak, the Night Stalker.
Oh, I know. I just watched that last night. Oh my god, that's a great show. That influenced me. That's the vampire one. Yeah, it was really good.
Okay. The vampire movie, the pilot episode is great. I loved it.
Yeah. Steve, you there? Oops. Hold on a second. Let me bring Steve. Steve's. Yeah. He wanted to come on. Cool. Maybe he just would. Okay, let me bring him on when he's there. Just 1 second. Okay.
Well,
continue, guys.
In the meantime, let's start talking about your magical practice.
Okay, great.
Obviously, Crowley was a big influence on you, and you really got into Enochian magic, right? I mean, what drew you to that?
Well, let's see. I got into Crowley, studied Kabbalah, and then a couple of years ago, I started following the Golden Dawn Enochian system of the letters and visiting the Aether. So, I originally just started with tarot cards. That was like the first thing I got, the book. Then I got the Thoth deck. Then I started getting more into, following the Golden Dawn. Because I really like the Golden Dawn because it's all about maps. Like Enochian Kabbalah maps to the inner realms, the astral plane.
Right.
And if you're an artist, everything you do, even if you're a musician, it's all drawn from your head, the astral plane. So Kabbalah and Enochian are maps. So if you have a map, you're less likely to get lost. So I picked up Enochian about 4 years ago. And it's fun. I love doing it. I painted up all the tablets with the beautiful colors. Golden Dawn really emphasizes all that like beautiful colors and like the ceremony. And it's like
colors,
it's just really incredible. They're a great system. Crowley was awesome.
Yeah. Did you ever get into Israel Gardie's work at all?
Oh, of course. The Garden of Pomegranates is a great book.
I love that book.
Doing the pathwork
ritual.
Yeah, the middle pillar is great. Do it every day.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, what else do you do every day? Do you meditate every day?
Pathworking, sometimes simple qigong. Pathworking is kind of like the astral work with the paths on the tree. So that's kind of what I do. Sometimes I'll do a simple meditation with a tatwa or a tarot card or something. So it's not every single day, but I try to keep up at least something, even if it's just a middle pillar for like 10 minutes.
Right, yeah, it's a great ritual.
Really, Enochian really influences my art because the art changed since I started doing Enochian. So that
I noticed that. Yeah,
it had a real change, a real effect on me. It's an interesting. I don't know if you see the painting behind me. An Enochian pyramid with a water demon on the top. So
how did you evoke that demon? How did you bring that into a physical manifestation like that?
Oh God, I haven't actually invoked demons or the beings yet. I just sort of work with the letters, the letters of the different sections, and I just get inspired to do an Enochian being. So I thought I would do a water demon. So I thought a water demon on the pyramid with the sky behind would be, because it's like you got the water tablet, but he's from the air section of the water tablet. So you get the sky and the water, air of water. So you kind of have to work with the sub elements. When you go to the letters or even the name. So I'm sort of a beginner. I'm definitely not an expert, but it's really colored my art. So I went from heads to pyramids and demons.
Oh, I love it. Oh man. So let's see. So, do dreams play any role in your work? Do you use your dreams?
Well, my dreams are kind of like on the astral plane, so it's all one and the same to me. I mean, I don't really wake up and see, I saw that in a dream. It just comes to me during the day. I'll remember bits and pieces, and it just comes out into the work. I'm like, if I'm doing a drawing, the idea comes out, and I just draw it.
Yeah.
So it's more spontaneous, not necessarily just from nighttime, just a little of everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I
Now,
guess
what do you
I'm
think?
dreaming in the middle of the day as well. Even in the middle of the day, I'm dreaming. So, I mean,
Yeah.
astral planes around you, inside all the.
Hello,
Yep. Oh,
hello. Can you hear me?
yep.
Yeah, we
Yep,
can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Good. Everything's good.
Okay, cool. I don't think my earphones are working. My headphones are working anymore. Oh well.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. So, who are you trying to reach with your work? Who do you think is your target audience?
Probably young people. I would say young people love the fantasy, the science fiction stuff. You know, they're more. I think
Yeah.
young people more open mind. So
Hmm.
you know, kids probably love it because it's kind of fun to look at. I mean, everyone likes to look
Right.
at
Yeah.
Ernst and Giger. They love all those artists. They're fun. You know,
Yeah. I know. Yeah, it's true. Um, so, what do you think about? What do you think about? What are your thoughts on like the nature of reality right now and post Trump COVID times? What do you?
well,
Has that had an influence on your work or
it
your
has. I mean, I spend more time painting and drawing, getting into the astral plane. I mean, I've been
hmm
pretty productive. I mean, being a
yeah.
shut-in doing an artist or painting, so I actually have
hmm
liked the free time. So I've had more
Yeah, me
time to
too.
do art
Right.
and zone
Yeah.
everything out, do a Nokin, get in the mood, and then get all these ideas and get the work done.
Yeah.
So for
That's
me, it's
awesome.
actually,
Yeah.
I've just been in my own little world more than
Yeah.
ever.
That's and you work at the Gardner Museum, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been with the gardener for 5 years, so
Five
it's
years.
really great.
Wow.
Every day I get inspired by art, especially the
Yeah.
sergeants, the watercolors, all his great
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, it
amazing.
must be great. Great being around
Yeah,
all
it's
that
great,
work.
great to be able to work. It's a lot of detail. It's not just like a
Hmm.
regular museum or stuff hung on a wall. It's like you walk
Hmm.
in and the room full of furniture. It's like you
Yeah.
could be in a room for a year and not see everything. So the garden
Hmm.
is really great to stimulate your mind and kind of like get it working.
Right.
It's like a time capsule. You're like back in the Victorian era, which is even
Hmm.
better. Away from the
Yeah.
cell phone, too much of the technology. It's like you're stepping
Hmm.
back 100 years. Nothing can change
Right.
in the museum. We can move it. So it's like you're like in 1903,
Right. It's just
which
so
is kind
true. Yeah.
of a cool year. Right, stepping
I
back in
wonder who
time.
did that heist back in the day.
Oh, oh yeah. They're still looking for the paintings.
They still are. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah, yeah.
amazing.
That Vermeer is worth a lot of money. So
Hmm. Wow. So, yeah, is there anybody, Scott? Is there anybody that wants to come on camera, like Stephen Hines or anybody?
Steven, I could. Well, I don't know. He said he was. Steven, you want to come on? I think he was eating Chinese food, but we can bring him on anyway.
Hey, hey guys.
How are you, Steve?
hey,
Hey, Don. How are you? Hi, Scott.
Good.
And greetings to your guest. I apologize.
Thanks.
I'm munching on some dinner. I learned of your show recently, and I'm excited to be present and be a part of it. And
Oh, glad you're here. Awesome.
yeah, it's great to see you. It's been a long time. And you know, I don't know anything of your guest work naturally. I mean, so I'm kind of like learning as we go. So I felt a little embarrassed and sound like a boob, you know. So
No.
I guess I'm curious. How did you go from art school to becoming engaged with occult practices?
Mhm.
oh geez. Well, I had a strong interest in horror and science fiction, and it led to Aleister Crowley. That led to Golden Dawn and taking up the Middle Pillar, Kabbalah, and all that stuff. had a strong interest in fantasy and science fiction.
Okay.
Stuff. Oh.
And did this happen like while you were? So did you go to art school right out of high school?
I did. I had a big interest in Crawley before I left the small town I grew up in. So I've been studying the Golden Dawn since.
Where did you grow up?
In a small town. I grew up in Maine, Brunswick, Maine. And it's just a small. It's a pretty town, but it's kind of boring. So you escape. You go into art, go into the whole movies and all the fantasy stuff.
Okay. So there were like a couple of movie houses up there that you saw some things that made you interested in occult stuff, or was it? I came on just as you guys were talking about reading a couple of Sharon, having read a couple of the same magazines and stuff. Could you talk a little bit more about those?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just gonna lean back and listen because I didn't read those things when I was like, I've never read those things, so I'm interested in hearing more about that.
I used to buy them down on Elm Street. There was a little store that sold it with the half, like I got them discount because they'd cut off half the cover.
Yeah, and Malden Square as well.
Yeah, Famous Monsters, Fangoria.
I remember those.
All those, yeah.
Starlog.
Were they comics or were they like alternative?
They'd interview directors that have photos from the movies and critiques of the films and everything like that. It was really cool.
Oh, cool. All right, yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, guys, I'm learning how to use this system, but okay. Proceed.
Where'd I go?
I know. How did I get on the stage? I don't know, but anyway, proceed, guys.
But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, are you into Austin Spares art at all, James?
Oh yeah, love his work. Yeah, I remember reading something in a book when he was like a kid. He was like a teenager, and he was in an art show, and John Singer Sargent went saw his work and praised his work. He got like a call up by John Singer Sargent when he was like 16 or 18 or something. Yeah, he's great. His draftsmanship skills are amazing. Drawings. Yeah, he's so good.
I saw
Marjorie Cameron's great too.
Oh, Marjorie Cameron. Oh, she's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, she's great.
Did I tell you about? I know. I was up in Maine at a book publisher's place, and there were some original Austin Spares on the wall. And
how did they get them?
I knew it was original because I could feel like the hairs went up on at the back of my neck. I felt like someone was watching me. And I looked back and I'm like, oh, there's an Austin Spare. That's not a print. That was the original. It was like, wow.
How did they get it? Where did they get that from? I mean, they're probably rare.
I believe he bought it off of John Balance from Coyle.
Okay.
Before John Balance passed away, he sold a lot of his Austin Spare paintings, and he had a huge collection. And so it's up in Maine. There's a whole bunch of original prints up in Wiser Books, actually.
Oh, okay. So, York, right?
Yeah, in New York. Yeah.
Okay, I've got to go back there. Yeah, that place is
incredible.
amazing.
I mean, the original Spares, you look at them and they're just they come alive. They're incredible. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, we have a question. We have a question from. Hold on.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? We have a question from Anthony Russell for James. Do you think that the artist Hieronymus Bosch tapped into the same energy that you've accessed?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Oh, of course he did. Because his work is fantasy, but it's also religious. So he's tapping into the spirit world, and of course, more than probably any of the other artists. Because he didn't just paint simple Madonnas; he painted like pictures of hell and like the torches, and then the Garden of Earthly Delights. Oh yeah, Bosch was like the big surrealist. I mean, he was probably one of the first, I think, really.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great.
Yeah. He was definitely tapping into that.
Do you guys know, was he officially involved with the church, or was he freelance and all that stuff based on his own sort of thinking and fantasize or whatever?
Gosh.
Ideas about ideas about life and hell, or was it something that the church contracted him to do?
Probably the church, because back in those days, if you were an artist working that long ago, you were working for the church mainly.
Mm.
So yeah, it was probably for an altarpiece, because there were panels like triptychs. So yeah, he was probably doing it for the church. Most artists were employed by them. So.
All right.
That's a good question. That was really good. How about Magritte? Do you like Magritte's work?
Oh, he's one of the best. Yeah, he's great.
One of the best. Yep.
the bowler
I can see a little influence in your work.
Umbrella. Yeah, he's probably the artist I'd probably look like the most, because it's kind of cartoonish, but it's like realism. So it's probably more similar with my thing, because I'm not as good as Giger or Bosch. I don't paint giant stuff. So I would say I'm more like Magritte, which is good. I love Magritte.
Yeah. Any other questions, Steve? Comments? Yeah. So, what else? Well, how about music? What type of music are you influenced by? Are you influenced at all? Is your art influenced by any music, or I try to tie music into everything here too.
I listen to music, but it really doesn't have too much influence on my art. It's more the background.
Right.
I'll listen to lately. It's more like Phil Spector. I'll be playing the same songs by the Crystals or the Shangri-Las over and over again. It just clears your mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, the music's really just the background, because I'm more of the visual.
Yeah. So you're more visual. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's a great.
Oh, love that. Yeah, that's awesome. Ode to Magritte paintings. Wow. That's great.
Sorry, guys, lost my connection for a second.
Oh, that's okay.
That was I did catch a glimpse of that. That's amazing. That image that you just showed. What do you call that, James? What's that called?
It was a Magritte painting.
Oh, okay. That's not one of yours.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Similar to
James,
my
you
work.
want to show us some of your work?
Yeah. I'll bring my camera over.
You have some Enochian tablets too, right? Do you have those available?
Yeah. Okay. This is Let me know if this is coming in.
Yeah.
So that's a water demon that the little kids in the boat have summoned. So if you look, you see. Yeah, so this is a painting I finished a couple weeks ago, and it's sort of similar to this one.
Yeah, I love that one. That's
This is going to be the next painting right here. So we're working on the drawing.
Oh wow!
To do. So this is they're exploring the aethers. So everything comes
the ether.
Three letters to the aether. Yeah, the Enochian aethers. So the kids in the boat are sailing through the aethers. They're going to go and visit them one by one. So that's what each island was.
I like
So that's more
the
of a
painting of the
Enochian-inspired art there.
that painting of the creature kind of reminds me of an album cover by Angry Samoans. There's a similar looking creature like crushing a guy's head.
Yeah, I remember that album.
Yeah. I don't know if are you familiar with that album, James? It's very like it's really clean, accessible, like hardcore punk. It's a lot of fun, really fun music.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to look it up.
Some of those are great.
Good.
It's awesome. Do you have any of your Enochian tablets? Oh, there it is. That's the creature.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I knew it was holding a severed head.
That's great.
So cool. Oh man. So that's what you're working on next. You're working on some more Enochian work, huh?
Yep, sort of inspired by my adventures in the Enochian ethers.
That's awesome. Wow. Hey. So say hi, Shannon. Shannon's here. Say hi to James.
Hi, James. Oh.
Hi, Shannon.
Hey, James. Hey, how's it going?
Oh God, hi, Shannon. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Bye. Don't want to interrupt. Sitting over here. Bye. See ya.
Hey, bye.
So what's next? You have a couple of. Do you have any shows coming up?
Yeah. Oh, thanks for asking. I'm going to be in a show in March at Galatea Fine Arts, which is Harrison Avenue in the South End, SOA district. So I'm going to put my bride in that show. So I'm really psyched for my new series. So my new series is going to premiere at Galatea. So first Friday, March. Yeah, and you can see it on the web. So yeah, I hope everyone can make it down there or check it out on the web.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Wow.
It's a cool gallery. A lot of artists are really into esoteric stuff there because it's kind of graffiti, surrealist, outsider art. It's a real cool gallery. It's a real fun place.
Which one is it? Is it the one down the? Is it down the alley, kind of near the? What shelters down there? There's a.
Oh, Pine Street Inn. It's next to the Pine Street Inn.
Yeah, near the Pine Street Inn. It's right near there, right?
Yeah. The whole block with the galleries is right there, and Galatea is in the basement. So like a lower level gallery.
Oh, cool.
Could you give the address and the dates one more time, please?
Yeah, it's 460 Harrison Avenue, and it's going to be first Friday of March.
Friday of March.
Yep. So it's gonna be.
I think my mic dropped. What time is the show?
It's usually about 6 to 8 is the opening. 6 to 8.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, they usually put something on the web, so if you can't make it down there, you'll get to see it on the web.
Cool.
There's a lot of artists, a lot of cool work, a lot of great stuff. Make it, you should definitely show up.
What's that?
Yeah, if you can make it, you should really show up. It's a great gallery.
I'm gonna try. I'm definitely gonna try to make it. That's gonna be great. Reading any books now? Anything?
What's that?